Hey my friends, Fanatik here, welcome to part 15. I have a box from Hobby King, let's dig right in. First out is a servo. To be specific, this is the Turnigy 1501 high torque metal geared analog servo from Turnigy Power Systems. This little guy is rated at 15.5 kilograms centimeters of torque at 4.8 volts, and at that voltage can do 60 degrees in 0.16 seconds. It weighs 60 grams, and this will be perfect for the throttle servo on my boat. Next, we got the Hobby King water pump. This will be used to cool the exhaust, which I'll get back to in a second. I also picked up another servo. This time, I perhaps went a tad overkill. This is the TGY 1270HV from Turnigy again. This is a 5th scale monster, and I was fairly impressed. Let's listen in. The first servo you saw had 15.5 kilograms centimeters of torque. Well, this has 40. That's 40. That's at 7.2 volts, by the way, 0.18 seconds per 60 degrees, full metal gears, dual ball bearings, with digital tech backing it up. Ringing in at roughly 60 by 30 by 55 millimeters. She's not a lightweight and tops a portly 170 grams. The water pump even came with a 90-degree fitting. Apparently it is your lucky day if you get this along with the pump. The package also came with some new gaskets for the intake manifold, which I can't use. I'm quite impressed with the build quality, even the feel of the blue pulse tube, considering the cheap price of this little guy. Yep, that's real carbon fiber. First bit on the boat, yeah! I need to do some custom wiring for the setup I want, so I bought some servo wire extensions that I can cut off and resolder to make the circuits. Came as a pack of 5. These are the Futaba type connectors, and each wire has a male and female end. The braided wires help cut down on some interference that electricity can make. You remember that I said the 5th scale servo needs 7.2 volts to get its full torque? Well, to deliver that, I needed to get a UBEC, or UBEC, or however you say. This one will be taking power from a 7.2 volt nickel metal hydride battery, giving 7.2 volts and 2.5 amps to the servo. For the throttle cable, I got some bike brake cable from a local Canadian Tire for about $6. 69 inches long though, so I'll have to cut it down to about 10 inches or so. This will connect the throttle servo directly to the trigger on the carb. Nice and smooth, but it'll have less slop when it's shorter. That's all I bought for this episode, guys. Stay tuned to see the wiring all done up nicely. Something which desperately needed attention though was the muffler. It's steel, so you can see how one side is all corroded, but wait, why the heck is the other side nicer looking? It's amazing what results you can get from a bit of sanding. I had 240 grit on my palm sander for this part. I would recommend sanding by hand though, as this left some deep gouges in the metal. This is only to remove all the pits and rust that might be on the part. You can see it's still quite scuffed looking. From 240 grits I went up to 600 grit. Perhaps a big gap between them, but it worked fine. I then did a 1000 grit and finished here with a 2000 grit. Left it looking nice and shiny. I actually did some wet sanding as well with 2000 grit and even 3000 grit. Don't be intimidated by wet sanding, just use some warm water, keep the paper and surface wet, and sand away. After that I polished it with non-cutting, all-purpose compound. It's the blue one. This kit works on a power drill, so no need for an expensive buffer. Look at that. Bit of a difference, eh? I even took the engine plaque off and I'll mount it somewhere for fun. There's a full reflection in that little guy now. Still a few pits, but it looks 1,000 times better. The only problem is I have to polish the rest of the steel on the boat. So let's put all the stuff in. Pump and mount on the near side of the boat, that's the place makes most sense. Then the steering servo, and the throttle servo, and another servo, an ESC, and a receiver, and wires, and a button, and a battery, and a BEC. Whew. The only problem is it needs to be in something. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching, my friends. Hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you hit the subscribe so you don't miss anything. Leave a comment below too. I'm only too happy to chat. Till next time.